All right, guys, here we go. March 2021 real estate market update. Let's talk about what's going on. I'm also going to show you some facts and figures. And man, this market is insane. This market is very reminiscent for me of 2005. And if you're not familiar, 2005 was basically the peak of the market, basically as far as buyer activity before the crash. '06 was technically the pricing peak. And what we're seeing is absolute insanity. I mean, we're just seeing so many buyers taking advantage of these record low interest rates that there's literally not enough homes for them to buy. And the greater conversation inside the real estate community amongst our peers is, hey, how do we get an offer accepted? What do we need to do? How do we need to structure it? How do we set expectations for our buyer up front so that the buyer isn't led to believe something else? And what I mean is something else is like, let's just say that a buyer is looking for the seller to pay some of their closing costs. That can happen a lot of the time in a lot of markets, but not in this market. If a buyer is looking for the seller to actually pay them to buy their house or a closing cost credit in this market because inventory levels are so low, there's just no way. There is literally just no way. And you may be thinking, well, if I want $5,000, $10,000 back in closing costs, I'll just increase the sales price by $5,000 or $10,000. And like I said, that would work in maybe more of a traditional market, but in this market, we have offers that are $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 above the list price. Also, many buyers that are willing to pay $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over the appraised value. Meaning, hey, I'll pay this much, and I don't care what it appraises for, I'll pay that whatsoever. And I just had one the other day, the buyer agreed to pay $40,000 over. So that is the fierce competition that we're seeing. So on the buyer side, just know you've got to get with an agent that knows what they're doing so they can set you up for success. Otherwise, you literally could write a dozen offers and get beat out on all of them. And then you've got to deal with the mental anguish and being discouraged and everything that comes along with losing and losing and losing and losing. So when you're looking for a real estate professional, check out all the agents at Realty One Group Empire. They're all trained. They all know exactly what's going on in the market, and they all can help you. Let's talk about the sellers, what it means for the sellers. Basically, your house is pretty much guaranteed to sell. Really, everything is selling. The average days on market is under 30 days. So the average home is selling in less than a month, and that takes into account the homes that are way overpriced, because there are some sellers that are just really pushing the boundaries, I guess you could say, as far as pricing, going 100, 150,000 over what it's worth, thinking it's going to sell, and it's not. It's just sitting there. So that kind of skews the days on market. I would say that if a home is priced correctly, in less than a week, you're going to have an offer or multiple offers. Now, the importance of a great real estate agent on the seller side is this. Buyer agents and agents that work with buyers, they're very professional. They know the tricks of the trade, and they know how to work things so that if you have an uneducated or unexperienced agent representing you as a seller, you may get tricked. And there are certain things, I mean, for example, let's just say that you get 2, 3, 4, 5 offers, doesn't matter, 10 offers. And you've got one that is $50,000 more than you're asking, right? And your agent goes, yeah, we got an offer for $50,000 over, let's run with this. And you go, awesome, we sold it for $50,000 over. Only to find out that when the appraisal comes in, it comes in $50,000 under, and the buyer's agent and the buyers go, hey, listen, we're just not willing to pay over appraised value. So now you as a seller, you have a decision to make. You're already vested into this escrow. You've probably already started packing, making arrangements. Maybe you've already have an offer accepted on a contingency property, or you set up a rental. The wheels are already in motion, and a wise buyer agent knows this, and they know they're probably going to push forward with this escrow, even though it came, the appraisal came in under. Another caveat to that is if you have an FHA or a VA offer, your property, if the next buyer's FHA or VA, is going to be stuck with that for a few months. Of course, a conventional offer is not stuck to that previous appraisal. It'll be a new one. So there's a lot that you need to know. And I guess really not that you need to know, there's a lot that your agent needs to know. And there's a lot of agents that they just don't know, and they're doing their best and they'll learn, but do you really want them to learn on you with your greatest investment? Probably not. So with that said, let's hop in and take a look at the facts and figures. And I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you are healthy and happy. Let's check out the numbers. All right, guys, so this first graph I got for you shows the properties for sale in the light green, the sold in the dark green, and of course the pending, which means the number of properties in escrow. And look at that. The number of properties in escrow has exceeded what is available on the market. Man, the trends are just, there's no slowdown in sight. So the next graph I got here for you, number one, take a look at that top green line. That is showing you the percentage compared to the list price to the sales price. And basically they're selling for about 100% of what it is listed for, which is just crazy. Next graph we're showing is the solds and the for sale. You can see the average for sale is 388 and the average sold is 336. And you can see that's been on a nice steady climb. And the last one I have for you is months of inventory. So to give you some sort of frame of reference, a good, healthy moving market has 6 months of inventory, meaning if nobody else was allowed to put their house on the market, it would take 6 months for all the homes to sell. We're currently at 1 month of inventory, which means that if nobody here put another house on the market, in literally 1 month, there would not be a single home for sale. Absolutely insane. These are record times. So anyways, if you have any real estate needs or questions, feel free to reach out to me, 760-559-4805. I hope you found this information helpful, and I wish you nothing but the best. Bye.